Hey guys, it's Jeff from Pressure Luck, and spring has sprung, and summer is a comer. Well, it's coming. It's almost here. And look at this. I got my Mets hat on. I'm rooting for them hard this year. Let's go Mets. Let's just, come on. And honestly, I love Citi Field so much. Let's face it, I just go to the game more for the food than anything else. And I like watching the players play. It's fun. And also, with summer right on the brink, especially like Memorial Day and all that fun stuff coming up, 4th of July, all those American holidays, what better to have than a good old-fashioned American hamburger, or cheeseburger, or bacon cheeseburger, or mushroom bacon cheeseburger. Whatever you want to do, it's all about the burger. But no matter which way you dress that burger up, this recipe focuses on how to make the absolute perfect seasoning to a burger to ensure that each and every time you make one, it's going to be juicy and it's going to be full of flavor that you'll always savor. And I say that with a really thick Long Island accent to really punch that one home. So not only are we going to make the most amazing seasoned burger patties ever, but I'm also going to give you a few different options on how to cook them and show you how to cook them. And I'm going to call this the perfect 10 burger, because no matter what way you cook this burger or how you like it done, it's just going to be 10 minutes of cook time, and they're going to be perfect and juicy no matter which way you go. And you know what? Stop talking, Jeffrey. Let's go right to it and start seasoning the best burgers ever. So the very first thing we want to do is we want to take 2 slices of white bread, remove the crusts, and then rip everything up into pieces about this big. All right? Let's take our crumbled up, ripped up bread here and add it to a mixing bowl. And then add in 1/4 cup of whole milk. Use whole milk for this. Now take a fork and just mix all of the milk together with the white bread chunks. And we want to make sure that it gets nice and soggy in there until it forms almost kind of like a mushy paste. So you're going to do this for about a minute. And it totally doesn't look appealing at all, but believe me, this is a key ingredient to holding all that burger meat together. And in my opinion, for a burger, you want to use the white bread mixed with the milk rather than breadcrumbs because it makes it extra juicy and moist. And you'll see the consistency actually almost looks like a horseradish or an oatmeal at this point. Alright, and now we're just going to let this set for a few moments while we now focus on our other key ingredients. And that is going to be bacon. Yup, good old-fashioned bacon. Really, any cut will do. Now, we're not even going to focus on the bacon itself. It's really more about the grease that the bacon produces. However, of course, you can save that bacon and top it on the burger when you serve it. I mean, you're never going to hear me complain about a bacon cheeseburger. It's a wonderful thing. However, the bacon grease is what we need. It's a super key ingredient to making this burger meat super, super juicy, super unbelievable in flavor, and honestly, an all-around home run secret ingredient. Now, if you already have a jar of bacon grease like I do, by collecting all of my bacon grease in its pans, I pour it into this jar and just keep it in the refrigerator. Really, it lasts, in my opinion, like forever. You see that in there? That's my bacon grease. I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of this. Or, if you don't have any bacon grease, you can simply fry up between 6 to 8 pieces of bacon, and it should produce about 3 tablespoons worth of bacon grease. But remember, in the future, whenever you have bacon grease, when it cools down in the pot, save it in a mason jar and put it in the fridge. It's amazing, not only for burgers, but to cook eggs in, things of that nature. Great, great, great stuff. And you can cook your bacon right now in your Instant Pot, actually, on the saute method, right in the pot. That's totally fine. Or you can just do it on the skillet. But since I already have bacon grease, guys, I'm already good to go. I'm actually not even going to put any bacon on my burger itself, so I'm fine there. But again, if you want to have bacon on top of your burger, nothing wrong with that. A wonderful addition. So in my jar of reserved bacon grease, I'm going to scoop out 3 tablespoons of it in its congealed state. You see that? Just like that. And just put it inside of a little microwavable bowl or dish. And now let's make sure our bacon grease is liquidy, but not super hot. Just kind of like room temperature to a little bit warm. And I do that by popping it in the microwave for about 45 seconds until it gets nice and melty like this. It's not too hot, it's a little bit warm, and that's fine. We'll keep it where it is. Again, that's only if it's already in a jar in its congealed state from a collection that we've built up from previous cookings of bacon that we put in the fridge. Now, if you just made your bacon fresh, it's probably going to be very hot, the grease. Let it cool down for a solid 15 minutes or so before we pour it into our meat. Speaking of which, let's set this aside and focus on our meat. Okay, guys, so another key tip to having the perfect juicy burger is to use no more than 85% of lean meat. In fact, 80 is actually totally fine too. 80 to 85%, totally great. Anything above that, I don't recommend. Forget 90, just avoid it. 80 to 85%, we want to use about 1.5 pounds worth, and that's going to equal 4 burgers. So if you want to have 8 burgers, use 3 pounds. If you want to make only 2 burgers, use 3/4 of a pound. You know what I mean. Math, it's fun. Let's add this meat to our bowl with our bread paste in there. So there's my bowl with my mashed up bread and milk. And now I'm gonna add in that ground beef. And now we're gonna season this amazingness up with a few key ingredients. And that's going to be 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt. I use Lowry's for this. This stuff right here, great stuff. A teaspoon out of a packet of an onion soup mix, or any flavor of variant of the onion soup mix is fine. There's like beefy onion, onion mushroom, mushroom onion, whatever. I'm using regular for this because this is what I have in my cupboard. Just a teaspoon of it from one of the packets. I'll add that in there. 2 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese. A half a teaspoon of black pepper. A half a teaspoon of Worcester sauce, whatever sauce. A teaspoon of hoisin sauce, which is like an amazing Asian sweet plum sauce, and you can find this in many, many supermarkets in the Asian section or the Chinese section or the international section, right by the soy sauce. Look by the soy sauce. 1 teaspoon of that. And finally, my bacon grease, and let's add that to everything. That is really the key ingredient. And now comes the fun part when we get to act like an animal and get our hands filthy. Let's put our clean hands inside of our meat mixture and then just mix everything up. Get everything combined and really like knead it as if you're almost making a dough, you know what I mean? Just really get in there, make sure that all the bacon grease and all the spices is totally mixed in with all of that 80 to 85% lean ground beef. And after about a minute of doing this, you're gonna be great. You're gonna have almost like formed a giant meatball and everything's going to stick together perfectly. Great formation here. All right guys, now let's form these into burger patties. And I do that using one of these burger patty shapers. Very convenient, very easy to do, and you can easily get this online. I'll link in the recipe to where you can get one of your very own. And the way I do this is I put some parchment paper right inside of the press. By the way, a lot of these burger presses you can order online do come with these parchment rounds that fit perfectly, between 50 to 100 of them. And you can buy them separately, which are super cheap. And now let's just put some of our burger meat inside the press. Don't necessarily overdo it. Do it just until pretty much everything is filled up inside. We don't really want it to go higher than the outer edge here. So like this is perfect. You see, just like this, great. Now cover with another piece of the parchment paper, because this is gonna make sure it pops right out. And then take the top and then simply press down to make sure that everything is going to be combined together and form a patty. And then I'll take this off and voila, there's a burger patty. And now I'm gonna take it and I'm going to put it inside of a Tupperware. And you might want to just get a little knife and go around the edges here to make sure it comes out easily. All right, that should do the trick. And voila, there's a patty. And I'm just gonna put it right inside of this Tupperware. And now I'll just repeat the same with the rest of the meat. And then we can just simply lay it on top of our other burgers and you'll see for yourselves that nothing will stick to each other thanks to the parchment rounds, which is perfect because that's exactly how we want it to be, because it won't touch any other burgers and get stuck to them that way. They're their own individual burgers. You see that? Perfect. And you could also just simply smooth out the edges if you'd like to, but we could worry about that when we're about to cook. So just leave it right on top of each other like that inside of this, and you can actually stack as many as you want that'll fit in your Tupperware. And we can actually make this ahead of time up to about a day or two before we'd like to cook them, whether it be on the barbecue or in the oven on the stovetop, or maybe even if you want to steam it in the Instant Pot. Just make sure you put it in an airtight container and then pop it in the fridge. Alright, and now I'm going to show you how to cook these babies. Alright, so now let's go outside and start to grill these babies up, and I'm going to switch to my golden sunglasses. Well, because I'm a golden girl. Here we go. And now let's fire up our grill and give it some heat. And now I have a special grill master today who's going to be doing all the grilling out here because frankly I'm too lazy to do it. Richard! Say hey, Richard.
Hey, Richard.
There we go. And Richard is going to now open the grill after it's been preheated. And once it's all nice and heated up, we're going to set the meat to more of a medium to a medium-high temperature. All grills vary, so just pay attention. And we are now going to take our burgers. It's just the two of us, so we're just having one each. I could easily eat more than one, definitely do two. And then we're gonna throw it on the grill, and it's gonna be on like a medium-high heat here. All right, and we're gonna leave it on there for about 7 to 10 minutes and flip it over in between. You know, every grill might be a little different. This one is not the strongest of grills. It's a portable, but hey, I mean, we're lucky we even have one where we are. So we're gonna just close the lid now and let it cook for about 5 minutes before flipping. All right, and after about 5 minutes, I'm gonna open up the lid here, or Richard's gonna, and we're gonna give these burgers a flip. Now this is gonna ensure some seriously juicy burgers. I can't stand a well-done burger, so I'm not even gonna tell you how to make a well-done burger. but we're going to make them perfectly juicy and super, super moist and tender. That's exactly how we like a char grilled burger here. Flip them over. It's okay if they're not absolutely perfect in shape. And then just lower that lid again. And now we will have it cooking for another 5 minutes or so. And if about 3 minutes after flipping, we're gonna open our lid and we're gonna put cheese on the burger. Look at how nice that looks. Looks fantastic. I'm gonna put on a layer of cheddar on each piece as well as a piece of Munster. I like to double the cheese, but you could do whatever you want. You could also put the buns on right now as well and give them a little bit of a toast and put that on the part of a grill where there's not too many flames coming out if you have more of like a varied grill, and then lower it and we'll just let it cook for about another minute to a minute and a half. And it's been about another minute to a minute and a half. It's about all in all about 10 minutes worth of cooking. Now let's open up the grill and we're gonna get our buns off. And Richard's being bold and just using his hands. That looks great. And by the way, if you had some raw meat on your plate, wash it off, obviously, before you put anything back on it or get a fresh plate. And now let's get those burgers off the grill. They look absolutely perfect. And then place them on our buns, just like so. Burger comes off, and then burger goes on the bun. And now we are ready to top these babies off. And now let's just turn our grill off. And there are our beautiful burgers, and now we can dress them however we want. If you did cook bacon, by all means put the bacon on now. If you want to top it with some lettuce and tomato, put some lettuce on top, followed by some lovely tomato. Fantastic. And the one on the left is going to be Richard's, and the one on the right is going to be mine, and I'm actually not putting anything on top of mine, although if I did have bacon, I would totally add bacon. And then just dress it as you see fit. I'm just going to put some ketchup on mine, and Richard just likes some yellow mustard on his. That's good. And now let's cover those burgers up. And bon appetit, folks. Okay, now that we are inside, let me switch back to my regular glasses here. And we totally cheated outside, but it's time to start eating these burgers. And it is insane. It's insane because it's so juicy and moist and it's anything but dry. And it tastes like any burger you'd get at a great restaurant, except it's better because you made it at home and it has like that homemade flavor to it. The seasonings are on another level. They're amazing how they all come together and make the burger meat so full of flavor. There's nothing worse than a burger meat that's basically just like ground beef and just thrown in a barbecue. It's just pointless. You're just eating a hunk of ground beef otherwise. This way, it's super juicy and the flavors are just everything. That bacon grease, in my opinion, is everything to make this come together. What do you think?
I think it's great. I think you've said everything. It's juicy, perfectly medium, like really juicy. Like it can be even well done. I think this would still be juicy.
Yeah, honestly, if you did make it well done, I feel like if the outer edges were like more charred, the inner section would still be juicy and delicious. And I can eat this literally in 2 seconds because it's that freaking good. So good. Absolutely magnificent burger. To me, it's the best homemade burger you'll ever have. Now, to me, there's no better way to make a burger than to grill it on a grill. That is, to me, the be-all, end-all. However, everybody wants to do something with their Instant Pot and find a way to make it happen. So, I'm going to try and see what it's like to steam a burger. Yes, it'll be like, I guess, White Castle or Crystal or something like that, where it's like steamed burger meat. I'm just gonna wrap the patties in some foil, throw it on the trivet with some water in the bottom of the pot, and cook it for about 10 minutes. And I'm gonna see how that comes out in comparison. We're both gonna compare that next and see how that does. But again, grilling, in my opinion, at like a medium to medium high heat for 10 minutes total, 5 minutes on each side, magnificent. But not everybody has a barbecue or a grill, so let's see how it would work in the Instant Pot. So if you want to do this in the Instant Pot, you're basically steaming the burger. So you need to take some foil, spray it with some non-stick cooking spray, and then place the burger patty in the foil, and then simply wrap it up, just like this, all right? Perfect. Now go to your Instant Pot and place your trivet in the Instant Pot with the handles up. And you can use a 3, 6, or 8 quart for this, by the way, just like any of my recipes. And then add in 1 cup of water. And now I'm just gonna place my foil wrapped burgers on the trivet, and you can just stack them as high as you want, that's fine. Just make sure that they're nice and foil wrapped. Okay, just like that. And now let's secure our lid. Make sure that we're in the sealing position. Now I'll come down to my Instant Pot control panel and hit the pressure cook or manual button depending on your model. And I'm gonna go for 10 minutes at high pressure, and that's it. Now some people might ask, why don't you hit the steam button, Jeff? Well, because I don't use any of these presets. That's all they are presets. I just trust, honestly, with all my recipes, using the pressure cook or manual button. Or yogurt button if I'm using the yogurt. Or sauteing if I'm sauteing. You get the point. And now that we're done cooking, let's perform a quick release. And our pin just dropped, so let's take our lid off. And there are our steamed burgers, which I'm going to remove carefully with some tongs. And then transfer to a plate here. And then I'm just gonna open these up and see how they look. Well, they look like a steamed burger, but incredibly juicy. And there we have it. They actually look really nice and medium rare, I'm not gonna lie. And by the way, we obviously didn't put cheese on this when we pressure cook them because it's totally gonna just stick to the foil. So you have to kind of add the cheese now, and if you wanna throw it under a broiler for a few moments, go for it, but in my opinion, that defeats the purpose of cooking it in the Instant Pot to begin with. So I'm just going to make my bed and just put a slice of cheese on top and assume the heat of the burger might melt it a little bit. And now I'm going to put a slice of Munster cheese on each burger, just as it is. And we ran out of lettuce and tomato, so I'm just gonna put some ketchup on this burger and some mustard on this one for Richard. You know what, I'm actually gonna add a little bit of mayo to mine too, because I actually love mayo in my burger as well. Don't judge me. All right, now let's try these out. Okay, now let's see how this one is. I mean, we'll find out. You know what? For being steamed in the Instant Pot, it's not bad. It really isn't bad. I mean, it's super juicy and tender. 10 minutes is the perfect cook time for this. If you're using the right ratio of meat that I've measured out in the ingredients, it's about, this is about like a 6 3/4 to 7 ounce burger. It's super juicy. The only thing it lacks is a char grilled flavor of the exterior of the burger. But it works, and it's actually delicious. I have to tell you. I was totally like, this is the stupidest thing ever to steam a burger in the Instant Pot, but the truth be told, if you feel like having a burger any time of year and you don't mind not having a charred exterior, it's a really, really fine, juicy burger. What do you think?
Yes, yeah, absolutely, it's pretty good. I think I'll always go for the grill first, but this is definitely a rainy day option for a burger.
For sure, definitely, I like that rainy day option. You know what? Just because I have the Ninja Foodi, I think I'm going to throw one in there too, and to see how it works. Just using, forget the pressure cooking setting, the baking, roasting / air frying capability, and see how that goes. We have one more burger patty, so why not?
Oh my god.
Alright, so now I'm going to go to my Ninja Foodi and keep the liner pot in there, and then place this reversible flipped trivet in there with the tall part up, okay? Because I want the burger as close to the top of the lid as possible. And I'm going to spray the rack with some non-stick cooking spray, and then I'm going to place my burger right on top. You could probably only fit a maximum of 2 burgers here, but since I only have 1 patty left, this amount of meat could make between 4 to 5 patties. That's all I'm going to use. I'm just going to use 1. So now I'm going to lower the lid. And now with my lid down, I'm going to hit the bake roast option here. I'm gonna go up to 400 degrees. And guys, I'm gonna set this, you guessed it, for the perfect 10 burger for 10 minutes. And now I'm gonna cook it for 5 minutes on this side. And now that I'm at 5 minutes, I'll lift the top up. And let's give our burger a little bit of a flip here. Get that sizzle. All right. And then close the lid. And we're actually gonna just cook for about 3.5 minutes, and then we're gonna open it again, put the cheese on, and then let that final 1.5 minutes finish itself out. And now let's add the cheese on top. And oh my gosh, my burger is shrunken significantly. I'm gonna place my cheese on top, and then cook for the final 1.5 minutes, and let that cheese get all nice and melty. And then we'll finish this off. And now it's gonna enter this little quick cool down phase before it finishes. It takes about 5 seconds, and then it's gonna say that it is done, just like this. And now that we're done cooking, let's lift our lid, and there is our burger, all covered in a lovely melty cheese. Munster cheese to be exact. All right, let's remove our burger. It's looking actually really nice here. And let's place it on one of our buns here. And then just dress it as you see fit. I'm just gonna put a little bit more ketchup on top. And then close it and try this one out and share it with Richard. Okay, and this one is the Ninja Foodi. So let's try this one.
So many burgers.
It tastes like an oven grilled burger. Well, an oven burger. It's not grilled. But it's still delicious. It's really good. It's really good. It's super juicy again. Amazing flavor. That's the thing, no matter what way you make it. Barbecue, which is definitely, I think, my favorite, for sure, right? I think barbecue sauce is my favorite. Instant Pot, which actually makes it really extra juicy, I feel like. or doing it in the Foodie, which is more like an oven style burger, it's gonna be juicy regardless because of all the amazing seasonings in the burger and that bacon grease, like I said, which is a key ingredient. But the point of the matter is, you can't go wrong with this 10-minute burger. I'm calling it the 10-minute burger again because every method you make it is gonna be 10 minutes, no matter what. And it's gonna be perfect. There's no such thing as really making it overdone that way. Really good. One more bite?
One more.
All right. It's a lot of burgers. I feel like Wimpy from Popeye. Wait, what does Wimpy say? What's his thing?
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a burger today.
Why Tuesday?
Just because it's in the future.
But what happens?
He's lies. It's a deadbeat.
But what happens if he's like saying it and it's like already Tuesday?
He doesn't eat burgers only on Tuesday.
Oh, that's it. Wimpy is a real witty one, isn't he?
A deadbeat.
Well, a deadbeat, but Wimpy would be knocking at the door for one of these perfect 10 burgers, and honestly, I'm hating my waistline right now a little bit, but they're delicious, and they're gonna be perfect no matter when you make them, any time of year, but it's really especially perfect this summer. Thank you, Richard, for being my test buddy and for grilling. Oh no, I didn't want to get grease on your nice shirt. It doesn't matter, he always gets stuff on his shirt when he eats anyway. Whoops. Thank you. He hates me right now. So there you have it, guys. Burgers done in 3 different cooking methods, but no matter which way you go and which one you prefer, I like grilling them the most. You can't go wrong because honestly, it's all about how you season those burgers, and you are never gonna fail if you do them like this. Juicy, flavorful, and savorful every single time. Guys, if you enjoy these recipes and if you want some wonderful summer recipes or recipes for any time of the year, check out pressurelockcooking.com because I have a ton of recipes there. They run the gamut. Also, check out facebook.com/pressurelockcooking and like that page for any time a new update comes out, any new items that I have great deals. You don't want to miss that, especially when I release a new recipe like this one. And share them out if you enjoy them. And of course, at Pressure Luck, to subscribe to me on YouTube where all my videos live and are easily cataloged and searchable. Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. Thank you so much again, guys. Get out there, enjoy summer, have a burger. All right, one more bite, all right? Delicious.